What is up, homies? Happy National Chocolate Cake Day. Today, we are going to make a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting. Store-bought frosting, not the cake. This recipe will make you about 2 dozen cupcakes if you want to make cupcakes instead. What we need for this recipe is 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of regular sugar, 4 eggs, 2/3 cup vegetable oil, half a tablespoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of flour, and 1 cup of cocoa powder. And if you have a spare bowl for your wet ingredients, that's great. All right, let's get into it, yeah. First things first, let's put our flour in this bowl. We'll use that in a second. So now we're gonna use this bowl. We're going to put our sugar. This is 1 cup. Then we will put our brown sugar, another cup. Got that. I need to grab my whisk. I'm so unprepared.
The level of unprofessionalism, far too much.
And now we whisk this together. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix. Now that that's nice and mixed up together, we'll break our 4 eggs. Just whisk this until it's nice and incorporated. Now we're going to put our dry ingredients in here and whisk it all together. So that is going to be your salt, baking powder, baking soda, cocoa powder. All in this bowl here. I've learned that when I'm baking, I'm gonna make a mess. I try to clean as I would go, but that doesn't ever work out. So there's gonna be a mess, there's gonna be a mess. Okay, so now we are going to take our dry ingredients in to our wet ingredients. Okay, so now, just kind of whisk this all together here. It comes together very quickly. So it's a fun recipe. And if you put it in the freezer and you store them, you know, correctly, they are very good. You can thank me later. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of that in there. As you can see, it's already starting to come together. Okay, so just finished whisking this on up. I do half of my buttermilk. Whisk it together till you get that consistency that you need. What we will do now that this is starting to come together and look like chocolate cake, we will do our 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Actually 2/3 cup, I'm lying. We'll put that in there and whisk that all together. And guess what? You just made chocolate cake. And it's one of the best chocolate cakes you'll ever have in your life. You are very welcome. Where am I going? All right, so you want it to look like this. No lumps, nice and smooth. As I was cleaning up, I realized I didn't add my 4 teaspoons of vanilla, so in they go. Whoa, and whisk that all together. Now we're good. All right, so I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I have this cake pan greased, ready to go. And like I said, it makes about 2 dozen cupcakes if you want to just make cupcakes instead. So I am going to make a cake, 1 cake, and then as many cupcakes as I can. And I'm gonna freeze these because I'm the only one who likes chocolate cake in this house. So more for me. 1 final little whisk there. Once we're done filling these, we put them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. You just check in between. Everybody's oven works a little bit different. So I was able to get this cake pan and 20 cupcakes. So I am going to bake these at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll check them at 25 and then go from there. And then I'll show you what they look like when they are done. All right, so it's been about 35 minutes. The cupcakes came out at the 25-minute mark. The cake stayed in there for about 3-4 minutes longer, so we'll just say 5 minutes. I did turn the temperature down once I took the cupcakes out, so I have to put it down to like 325 for the remaining time. I'm gonna let them cool for a little bit before I take them out of their pans, and then we will frost this cake and eat it. So this is my finished cake. As you can tell, I'm not a cake decorator, and I never claimed to be one, so whatever. And I also ran out of frosting, as you can see, while I was doing it, but that's okay, because while I was doing this, my nieces texted me and invited me over. So I popped on some unicorn sprinkles, and they'll never know the difference. Yeah, they will. I'm sure they'll judge me hardcore. If you decide to take a walk on the wild side and make this cake yourself, let me know what you think of the recipe in the comments. And if you made it to the end of this video, you might as well click a like and subscribe. Please. I'm begging you. Please. That was me begging. That's all I'm gonna do. If you don't want to like it, you don't have to like it. That's okay. I understand. I don't like me sometimes either.